How to go green and make best use of artificial intelligence topped the agenda at an annual forum of Singapore's meetings and events industry. The two-day event gathered major industry leaders who shared insights on various issues. Now, for more, I'm now joined by Richard Ireland, President of the Singapore Association of Convention and Exhibition Organisers and Suppliers. Also with us is Dylan Sharma, Chair of the Singapore MICE Forum and MICE Awards 2024. Gentlemen, welcome to the studio.
Thank you, Syahida.
Dylan, let's start with you. The MICE Forum this year focusing on moments and momentum of the industry. What has been the biggest takeaway for industry players and professionals from the discussions they had this year?
We spoke quite at length about some of the evergreen as well as current topical issues such as sustainability, how we need to constantly evolve and also upgrade our best practices, about community, and we learned quite a fair bit from other community groups such as TED and TEDx. And we also spoke about talent, most importantly, the continuous need for a robust pipeline for this vibrant and dynamic industry. But most importantly, and I think what resonated with me the most, was we spoke about Singapore's place and relevance in the world, and how MICE events in particular actually serve as a form of soft power for Singapore, where when we have international delegates coming into Singapore, the MICE event is actually the platform, and every single member of staff and team who help put the event together actually are citizen ambassadors for Singapore, and this exhibits our soft power through MICE.
Discussions centering on talent and Singapore's relevance in the world. What new industries, markets or business models, Dylan, were introduced or discussed as part of efforts to help these businesses to stay ahead of the curve?
There was quite a lot of discussions on that, but I think what really underpinned this was the vision to collaborate through elements and areas such as sustainability and talent and technology and AI. One thing that was very clear was that we couldn't do it alone. You need a very vast and broad ecosystem working together in a like-minded manner. And this spirit of partnership, collaboration and camaraderie, I think really paved the way forward for a lot of the discussions.
Richard, collaboration is key, as Dylan said. Businesses is booming in the MICE space. That's according to STB. Said attendance at these events has already outperformed pre-pandemic numbers. What are some of the recent efforts to help Singapore stand out as a MICE hub?
One of the most important areas is that people want to come to Singapore and they want to connect. This connection piece is one of the most important. But also our events need to be very innovative. They need to be underpinned by green credentials. And when delegates come to Singapore, they want to be in a safe and trustworthy environment. And of course, we need a really healthy pipeline of new, exciting events that will drive that differentiation in the market.
And how does all of this align with Singapore's ambition to be the world's best MICE city, Dylan?
The world's best MICE city, that's an interesting one. I think first and foremost, it's a recognition in a literal sense that we have constantly topped the rankings of most rankings of the world's best MICE city. But more importantly, I think it's the second point of it being an aspirational one. To be the world's best MICE city, you need some of the world's best venues, which we have. You need the world's best event organizers, which I would like to think we have. You need some of the world's most cutting-edge technology service providers, which Singapore undoubtedly has. So the aspiration for being the world's best MICE city is really one with many legs.
How close are we, though, to achieving this title, and why is it important for Singapore?
I think it's a recognition of not just where we are today, but the journey we've been on. We have consistently ranked at the top of most of these rankings, but moving forward, we acknowledge the need to constantly stay ahead of the game, and through areas such as sustainability and the use of technology, in particular AI, these are specific examples of the things that we need to do within the MICE industry to aspire to continuously be the world's best MICE city.
Richard, there's a lot of talk for the industry to go green. There's a lot of talk on sustainability. But would you say there is a limit to this?
There is a limit, but you have to start somewhere. And in Singapore, we're starting with training and we're starting with certification. This is really about guardrails and guidelines and helping all of our companies to create sustainable events. This journey won't ever end, and it's going to continually evolve. But the key is about starting, and we've made a very strong stance to say companies in the future will choose destinations that have strong sustainable credentials. And we need to make sure that our people are trained in that thinking.
Dylan, do you have anything else to add on? Because
No, I
you
think
said this is something that is along the lines of what you do as well, looking at sustainability.
Absolutely. And I think one of the key things is that we recognize that with sustainability, we're never going to be at the destination. It's a continuous journey. We're always looking to how we can keep up with technological developments and keep up with global best practices as well as the science to ensure that MICE events continue to be a sustainable platform for us to do well.
Richard, the global MICE industry is estimated to surpass 1.7 trillion US dollars by 2032. But looking beyond Singapore, what is your outlook for the region?
Out of that number, actually, Asia Pacific is growing at a faster rate than the rest of the world, and that's very, very important. But when we look at Singapore for the MICE industry, so many of our attendees will come regionally. So if the region's doing well, Singapore will do well. If ASEAN is doing well, Singapore will do well. So we need to be in a healthy environment, which we are, and by doing so, people will be able to come and enjoy the MICE and MICE events here in Singapore.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much for coming in to share your perspectives. We appreciate that. That was Richard Arlen and Dylan Sharma on the Singapore MICE Forum 2024 that just ended today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.